Hey guys, it's Adam. I hope you're doing lovely. Welcome back to Do You Watch Anime, a show where I sit down with a guest and ask them, do you watch anime? But this week is the end of 2024, so I figured we'd take a look back and, speaking of look back, haha, um,
Very nice.
take a look back at some of our favorite series, and I'm not alone. Today joining me is Ben Stegmair. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Just
Good.
chilling.
Just chilling.
Just chilling now.
Just chilling. I love the shirt, by the way, the Avatar shirt.
Thank you. I saw it in concert. This was from the concert that they did in San Antonio a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was so bummed that I missed it when it came into Dallas, but I had the time of my life, dude. Oh my god, I was crying like a little baby. Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going in when they come to Toronto, and I'm very excited.
Oh, dude, you gotta tell me how it is, man.
Yeah.
I forgot they're going to Canada, but yeah, that was the last stop before they went to Canada and Europe. So I had to drive to San Antonio to watch it. I was so excited to see it.
Yeah. Oh my god. So 2024. It is the end of the year, which is insane.
Yeah.
It felt like it was just January. 2020. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's talk about some of our favorite anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. What let's start with you. What are some of your favorite anime of 2024?
Well, of this year, there was a lot. I mean, so this year wasn't as big of a year as, let's say, like 2023 was, with like a
Mhm.
Jujutsu Kaisen and Vinland Saga and Frieren originally came out, and just nonstop content. So a lot of this year was me trying to catch up with last year, trying to divulge all of that. But I mean, every season this year just had an absolute banger. I mean, we started off this year with Solo Leveling, which
Yep.
of course I was in.
Yep.
Which is pretty dope. Pretty dope. Um, of course, Kaiju number 8 came out in the summer, which of course I was also in.
Yes.
So maybe I should talk about things I'm not in. Not to act facetious, but I would say that probably Dan to Dan stands above and tall above everything for me. When I saw it in theaters, I was just like, I knew when I read it a few years back, I was like, this could be the greatest thing I've ever watched. And it was in theaters. And I watch it in the sub, and the Seiyu's just, this is a phenomenal, like, performance, like up there with one of the greats.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, I mean, some of the smaller things that I think deserves an honorable mention. No Longer Allowed in Another World was a great anime where the guy just like did not want to be alive, which I thought was great.
Yep.
A Sign of Affection was fantastic. Other smaller things. Healing Magic was another great show. I was lucky to be a part of that. Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic was great. Windbreaker was fantastic. God, phenomenal.
Yeah.
It feels like every guy in Crunchyroll is in that except me. That and Blue Lock.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I'm just like on the outside looking at it, of course.
Yeah.
And if we're looking back on the big, My Hero Academia came back and just absolutely mopped the floor with it all. Yeah, just a good year. I'm sure that I'm missing one or two that you, I'm sure, will mop up for me. Yeah.
Kaiju probably is in, I want to say, the top 3 for me.
Yeah.
For this year, because no series has made me jump out of my seat and pure just like shonen, let's go, like like that has that and Solo Leveling just made me the monkey brain go yay.
Nice.
We had the second core of both Frieren and Apothecary Diaries going at the same time.
Yeah. It just, I forget that it's that they continued into this year. like Apothecary Diaries and Frieren to me are just so 2023.
Yeah.
But I forget that they continued on into
Yeah.
this year, which is crazy. Yeah.
Literally. And like I was
Yeah.
making the list and I was like, oh, because I said to my partner, I was like, did JJK air this year?
No,
I was like,
no.
it feels
I
like,
thought the exact same
yeah.
thing. I was like, was JJK and Vinland Saga this year? And I was like,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Blue
like,
Box. Blue
yep.
Box. I forgot about it. It's been pretty good.
So good.
I've only watched the first 2 episodes. I've been so busy, man. I need to sit down and just watch it, dude. Oh,
Yeah. It's so good. It's so pretty. The animation. Oh my
dude,
God.
I bet, man. I bet it's so
Oh,
pretty.
it's literally like probably one of the prettiest anime this season. And that's like with Dawn to Dawn and Ranma and all
Yeah.
everything. Oh, we had heroines come out. Too Many Losing Heroines.
Yeah. Makine. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Um yeah, and I think Dawn to Dawn's number one for me because wow, like I watched
Yeah.
it in dub and still like damn,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just so good.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't even talk about like Wistoria, something
Oh
that
yeah.
really impressed me.
Yeah.
Uh 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 oh, what's her name? Alia only speaks in Russian.
Yep.
Great show. Oshinoko season 2 continued on from where it left off last season.
Mm-hmm.
What's the samurai show? The Elusive Samurai.
Yeah.
That is a secret hitter that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah. I need to
Absolutely fantastic.
watch that one.
Yeah. Fairy Tale came back, and we haven't even talked about Dungeon Meshi, dude.
Yes.
We haven't even talked about Dungeon Meshi. Brilliant. Yeah. This was really a year where it was like, where I feel like the fantasy genre for anime just came back.
Yep.
Like everybody's grievances with fantasy and
mm-hmm.
and all of it. Frieren, Dungeon Meshi, Fairy Tale came back. It just revitalized the fantasy genre of anime. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think Wistoria was probably my biggest surprise of the whole year because like I went in being like, okay, magic guy doesn't know magic, okay, I guess, and then I watched it and I was like, oh my God, this is so good.
Did you watch dub, right?
Yeah,
for that? Brilliant. Corey and Brandon really brought it in that show. Like I texted Corey and I was like, this is brilliant. And then the animation is fantastic. The one that really surprised me this year was Windbreaker because I hadn't read it. I read the first volume like a day before the anime came out, and I was like, "This is great." And then the anime just blew me away. Mm-hmm. I was like, "Oh yeah, I can see why." Like it was that and Kaiju. I think Kaiju obviously had the leg up just because of that, just because it is supernatural and it already had such a hardcore fan base. But Windbreaker was. Windbreaker was up there competing. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to pick Windbreaker back up because
oh my God,
all of my friends were like, please, just please, and I was like, watch a romance anime. Stop.
Stop. I'm watching my romance anime.
Yeah, leave me alone. But yeah, I really. I'm probably gonna start watching it again when this ends because I loved the first season of Tokyo Revengers. And I loved that kind of camaraderie and like gangster kind of like vibe. So I was like, okay, we're getting some of the similar vibes. And then they're like, oh no, this is like 20 times better. And I was like, sign me up.
Yeah, I met Austin Tyndall last night, who plays the main guy, and he plays my rival in Nina, so that's kind of where I connected. But yeah, he's so good in that show. Everybody is. It's just Jeremy is a really good director. He's the only director at Crunchyroll I haven't worked with, so that's a goal. Yeah.
Damn. So speaking of Nina, you play Set. Oh no, you don't play Set. Jesus Christ.
I don't play Set.
Oh my God.
How could you?
How could I? My partner's yelling at me in the oh, you're laughing. Okay, yeah. My God. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
So you play Ash.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's probably been like my second favorite of the season so far. It's been
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it's been really good. And when you're doing these shows, you always want to be their biggest advocate, and you're because you're kind of a spokesperson for the English version of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's easy with this show, right? Because the animation just continues to get better. And this episode that's coming out next Monday is my personal favorite,
Ooh.
in a way that that is just like there is a monologue. I messaged the writer of the show who's
Mm-hmm.
doing the translation, and I was just like, this is one of my favorite monologues I've ever performed outside of Shakespeare, outside of anything,
Wow.
like put all of that in the hat. That's in there,
Mm-hmm.
and I was lucky, to get to Messenger because she's the wife of one of the directors who I worked with on Twilight Out of Focus. So,
Yeah.
she's absolutely fantastic. And Caitlin's direction, of course, was great. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this next episode has a monologue where I think I've just went, this is natural. Like, this is acting, like, not that anything I haven't done
Yeah. Yeah.
hasn't been acting, but
Yeah.
this is just like, if you ever are like, oh, I wonder how Ben is like on the stage,
Mm-hmm.
that's it, that episode. So
Oh,
yeah.
damn. Okay. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole series has been incredible so far, and like we've started collecting the manga. That's like
Yeah.
that's how we're hooked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's and the drama. Woo.
So much drama. And I love the series was kind of, pretty cliche and pretty straightforward, and then
Mhm.
Set comes in and it's just drama central up in here, man. I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. My
Yeah.
conflict loving heart, as soon as it came in, I was like, oh yes. I was like, this is just what we need. It's like
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as he came on screen, I was like, "Go away." I was like, "No, do not
Hey
do this."
man, you're in the minority. Most people love Set compared to Azure.
He
So,
has grown on me. He has grown
yeah,
on me a lot.
yeah,
Um, he has grown on me a lot, like in
yeah.
these last couple of episodes especially, but
Yeah, no,
there's
he's a great character, and he only
yeah,
gets better in the manga.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's at a point in the manga where you're like, I don't know which one is the main protagonist, like the main guy of the series anymore. I mean,
Whew.
obviously, I hope it continues to be Azure for my sake, right?
Yeah.
But I think story wise, I think the mangaka has set herself up to do anything, and I
Yeah.
think that is brilliant
Yeah.
storytelling. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's just so pretty. Like,
gorgeous.
oh, love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, man.
Um, yeah, everyone should watch it, please.
Yeah. So to go back, your top three,
Yeah.
you said your top three was Kaiju, and then the two Apothecary Diaries, Fearin, and then
Mhm.
Dandadan.
I think for like the whole of 2024. Oh my
Yeah,
god. Yeah, probably those, and
yeah,
yeah, probably them.
yeah,
Which have been fantastic. I'm also watching through Ranma right now.
yeah. I've heard really good things.
Oh my god. I didn't know Mappa could do that. God damn.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. The fact that it was like episode 3 and I was like, "Wait, Mappa does this?"
You're like,
Like, what? Doesn't look like something they do, but okay, it looks fantastic. It's got that
Yeah.
like 80s kind of feel to it.
Oh, lovely,
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, all the neon colors, all of the like it's there's so many, every intro is different, and like, oh, it's just
Oh
so
my
good.
gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. So good. I obviously loved A Sign of Affection as
Of
well.
course, of course.
Because that was my favorite manga for the longest time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, oh my god.
By the way, speaking
Yeah.
of, just real quick to diverge into this
Yeah, yeah.
season, have you been watching Demon Lord 2099?
Not
I think
yet. I
awesome. So Ian Sinclair plays the lead in it, and my
Okay.
good friend
Ooh.
Lee George directs it. And the voice actress who plays Power, I forgot her name. She plays the leading female,
Mhm.
and it's really good. I think that's something you should check out. I think you like it. It's a very different take on the fantasy type of. It's like fantasy cyberpunk esque.
Ooh.
It's
Okay.
fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
As
really
soon
good.
as you said Ian Sinclair is the main guy, I'm like, hello.
Brilliant.
So
I'm
good.
in.
Yep, I'm in. You got me.
Yeah,
So you were also in Twilight Out of Focus this year,
I was. Yes.
which was also absolutely fantastic, top to bottom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it really was. And this has kind of continued on into Nina, but you know, the support that came behind it from the mangaka, from the studios who were doing it. Like, I don't know if you saw, but all of our posts from all of the cast members, no matter how big or small, it was retweeted, almost all of it, right?
yeah.
And it was great. And first of all, I was working with two of my closest friends, Eduardo Vildasol, who played the lead, who did brilliant and is now the lead in everything.
Yep.
He was in True Beauty and
Yep.
does a brilliant job in that. And of course, Rudy Lopez, who also played my friend. They were both my friends in the show, so that just came naturally. And through that, I met so many people. I met Joshua Waters for the first time, and him and I have become good friends and Pikmin advocates together. We love Pikmin. I met Reagan Murdoch. He was great to work with. He
Mhm.
obviously played the scene partner for a lot of the show.
Mhm.
But the biggest achievement for me in that was working um, from this point, from before this point, I was really only cast and named big roles for Caitlin Glass and Sean Gann, and those two
Mhm.
people I owe my career to, and really enjoy working with them. But I got to work with Jonathan Rigg, who of course directs
Mhm.
the Blue Lock dub and directed the MF Ghost dub and just directed the Haikyuu movie, right? And so I was a huge fan of his work, and it was
Mhm.
exciting to play a leading character for a different director,
Mhm.
and just getting the feel from that. And it was great meeting him, great working with him. Fantastic director, fantastic person. So yeah, it was just a dream come true, and like having a mangaka wish me happy birthday, I was just like, what is happening, dude?
I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, I,
that's
I, I
insane.
got I got two mangakas wishing me happy birthday. I won't say who the other one is, but yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh
yeah, it
my
was awesome.
god. Wow. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was super like kind of down to earth and like
Yeah,
really like kind of, anime gets traumatic sometimes, but it was just very
yeah.
it was very kind of chill and like it was just lovely.
Hi, I'm Steve Yurko.
And I'm Tara Sands. Now available from Maji Media is our new podcast, 4Kids Flashback. 4Kids is the company who brought you the English dub of Pokemon in the late 90s and so many other shows like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Shaman King, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kirby, the infamous One Piece dub, and so many more.
We'll be talking to the people who worked at 4Kids. Actors, directors, writers, editors, producers, engineers, you get the point. And hopefully get the answers to questions both you and I have about the company.
I actually worked there as a voice actor on some of the shows.
And I was a kid watching the shows and remember way more than Tara does.
And thank God for that. Steve is actually a professional storyboard artist, which gives some really unique insights into anime and animation. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts. That's the number 4 Kids Flashback.
Hey guys, welcome to the Patreon shoutout portion of today's episode. And today we have two types of shoutouts, which are monthly shoutouts and our weekly shoutouts. So if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, you get exclusive access to behind the scenes stuff, Patreon exclusive videos, and the episode a whole day early. So yeah, let's get into the monthly shoutouts. Shout out to Jeremy and Ellie. Thank you guys so much. And now the weekly shoutout. Thank you to Buff Boy, Brooke, Blythe, Bunny, Geo, Keith, and Mikey. Thank you guys so much for all your support. If you want to support, link will be down in the description. And yeah, back to the episode. And it was so nice to have a BL dubbed.
See, I thought that, but my character was so balls to the walls crazy.
Yeah.
I got into it and I was like, okay, so this is going to be a nice little romance. Then that's what Nina is, right? So I got my recompense eventually. But this is coming hot off the heels of Iharu, and I was like, okay, I can relax my voice a little bit in here for this character. And then I don't know what happened. Episode 1, he was so chill, and the mangaka just went, okay, we're gonna pull this slingshot back and let it loose. And I remember there was one episode with Rig, because the amount of talking I had to do for this show, the monologues and the words, there was a 2.5 hour session that was supposed to go for like 5, and I was just like, I can't do anymore. I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I'm going to have to come back next week. And my agent and Crunchyroll and Rig were very nice about it. But I was just like, this is the first time in my life I can't do it. Wow. I was like, I'm going to harm my voice.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's, yeah. He had some very loud moments.
Oh yeah. Very intense person. Ichikawa.
Yeah. There was some points where I was like, shh.
Yeah. No. Could never shush about filmmaking. Never.
No. And it's funny because you know a film student like that. Everyone knows.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm that theater student, right? So I just took my love for theater and I just went, all right, I'm gonna put it here. My love for theater and manga, and I just went, hey, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. And Cherry Magic also came out. Which at first I read the title. I was like, okay, Cherry Magic, 30 years of being a virgin gave me magical powers. I was like, or can make you a wizard. There we go. And I was like, huh? I was like, hold on, what the hell? And it became like this sweet, like soft romance about, adults having, feelings for each other in an office. And I was like, oh my God. And also he can read minds.
Yeah. I love that that's just been accepted as like in like manga. It's just like, oh yeah, he can read minds, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that, I think that's the case in Sakamoto Days and Spy Family, and like they're just like, oh yeah, he can read minds. And I'm like, what? Like, why are we just doing this? I guess it's so that they can have quiet characters expressive, but yeah. I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, and that somehow got a dub like months afterwards, which I was like, whoa.
Yeah, there's been a lot of dubs this year that have come out a couple months afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, which is always good. But yeah, and then moving from BL to the My Hero movie. My Hero.
Quite a change.
Such a nice, segue.
Adam, you're gonna hate me, man.
Oh no.
I haven't seen the movie.
You haven't seen the movie?
I know. I was supposed to go watch it with Maurizio.
Aren't you in it?
I am in it, but only like a little bit. I'm not in it, right? I'm just screaming in the background.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to see it with Maurizio, and then it was just one of those things where I just got so busy. Like he was like he messaged me, and it was like, yeah, let's just go see it. And I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
And the play that I'm in right now has just destroyed me.
Of course.
But if you told Ben like 2 years ago that you were like, you missed My Hero Academia content, what are you doing? And I feel so bad because obviously Maurizio is a good friend of mine, and he's in it, and I'm like, oh, like I'm maybe, I don't know. Let me see. Maybe it is still playing. Hold on. Maybe it's still playing nearby, and I could just be like, hey, do you want to go see the movie again? My Hero movie near me. I put down My Hero movie near men. It's Year Next, right? Yeah, it's the Year Next one.
Yeah.
AMC. Nope, doesn't look like it. Oh.
Yep. Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. But how was it? Was it good?
It was really good. I think it's probably my second favorite My Hero movie now.
Good.
Yeah.
And how does that order go?
It goes what's the second one called?
Heroes Rising.
Rising. Oh
No. No, it is Heroes Rising. Yeah.
That's, okay.
The names are confusing. Yeah.
It goes number 2, number 4, number 1, and number 3.
And that, Adam, is the correct answer. Yeah. You passed. Yeah. You passed.
Yeah.
It's not that I hate the third movie.
No.
It's just I think there were a lot of missed opportunities.
Oh, easily. Yeah. There was so many things that watching it, I was like, ooh, like that one shot of Todoroki coming out of the helicopter that made him look like
oh yeah.
Ooh. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Did I love Rhodey? Absolutely. Still one of my favorite characters. Great. But
my main problem was it was advertised as and I feel like we may have gotten this more in this movie, in the fourth movie, but like it was advertised as a trio movie between Bakugo, Shoto, and Deku. And then that just didn't happen.
Yep.
Like, and I think there is a lot of, I think what a lot of people don't like about these non-canon movies, but they're canon now because, they're in the manga. I don't know where they fit, but they're there.
Yep.
But what a lot of people don't like about them is like the characters can't change because, they can't change too much because the series, that the series doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
But I think even just showing, where Bakugo was going as a character in the manga, I think him showing a little bit more like niceties to Deku and becoming more of like less like a rabid human being would have been better. I know we're complaining about the third movie now, which came out in like 2020, but whatever. But I feel like that Bakugo in that movie was kind of like season 2 Bakugo to me.
Yeah.
Like he was so angry and I was like, what's going on? Like what happened to the character development? But yeah. That's just my 2 cents.
Oh no, that's completely true. Like when I think when it came out, I saw on Twitter like, oh yeah, those suits that were heavily marketed are only in 10 minutes of the show or the movie. I was like, ain't no way. I was like, there is no way anime would lie to me, and it lied to me.
It lied.
Yeah.
I don't want to like steal your segue, but like
no.
Speaking of movies, I maybe saw the greatest anime movie of all time this year.
Yep.
And I'm sure you saw it too, right?
Yep.
Brilliant. Top to bottom. Watched it again in dub on Amazon. Brilliant. Perfectly encapsulates what it means to be an artist.
Yep.
I not just perform, I also draw and write, and it's one of my biggest dreams to start a comic book company. But it is what it is. It's falling in love with your art, figuring out that you're not the best at it, hating your art, finding new ways to love it again, practice, hate your art, hate it, fall out of love with it, fall in love with it again. It's a deadly cycle, and look back, it's Fujimoto's best work.
It is. Straight up.
Chainsaw Man fans. I'm a Chainsaw Man fan. But Look Back is his best work.
100%. I read it like, oh God, like a couple years ago. I was bored at home and I was like, oh, let's just read all of his like one shots, right? And I remember finishing Look Back and just sobbing.
Yeah. Just tears.
Oh my God.
It was bad enough that I read it before because since I knew what happened, I was crying already at the 20-minute mark of the movie.
Yep.
Like I was just there like, oh no. I was like, not again. Brilliant. So good. Like so good.
Oh my God.
So definitely the best anime movie of this year, right? Like it's gotta be. I mean the My Hero movie I haven't seen, but like, My Hero the series touches on us an emotional level
Mm-hmm.
similar to how like this series ended, you know,
Yeah.
how, and that touches us on an emotional level. But like that's what Look Back was able to do within an hour. The movie is an hour.
Yeah.
It's like 70 minutes.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Literally.
So
Like,
good.
oh my God. It's insane. It's like fucking Fujimoto, you weird man. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good. And like, you get to know the characters so quickly. And that's so hard to do in
Yeah.
just even as a writer. Like, that's so hard to just
Yeah.
understand these characters right off the bat.
Yeah.
And Look Back does that so well.
Yeah, I have a feeling that those two characters were him split off into two different, you know. But I mean, you know, what a year it was just for really good female protagonists, right? I mean, obviously
Yep.
Fear and Apothecary Diaries, and now we have Don to Don.
Yeah.
You know, it really touches base on, you know, just all of it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of Dawn to Dawn, I never read the manga, so I am blind. I know.
What? You need to read the manga after you watch the episodes.
I am now.
Okay, good.
Like,
good.
poof. But going in blind, I was like, okay, I've heard incredible things. And
Yeah.
oh my God, just everything.
Okay, it is Yukinobu Tatsu. I
Yeah.
was like, what's the mangaka's name? I always get Yukinobu Tatsu and the Black Clover mangaka mixed up.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
Yukinobu Tatsu is up there with Horikoshi. I think he edges him out just a little bit in terms of the best mangaka artist for Shonen Jump.
Wow.
Other than One Punch Man, obviously.
Yeah,
but
that's
One Punch Man is in a realm of its own.
Yeah.
But Yukinobu Tatsu is like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I think he might have been an assistant of Fujimoto.
Yeah.
Was he? Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. But yeah.
Yeah. It's him, the Hell's Paradise mangaka, and Spy Family's mangaka all worked with Fujimoto.
Yeah. Spy Family's mangaka did as well? Yeah. I thought Spy Family's was Attack on Titan.
Oh, it might have been Attack on
Isayama.
Titan. Yeah. It might have been Attack on Titan.
I think it was him and the Blue Lock mangaka were Isayama. The Hell's Paradise one was Yuji Kaku.
Yeah.
That's so great that I just have these references back here.
Literally.
Yuji Kaku is one of my favorite mangakas. That's really bad that I forgot his name. But but yeah. There's a lot of good assistants who are making the rise. My favorite new age mangaka and manga is a assistant to the Soul Eater, the Soul Eater mangaka. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Have you been reading Gachukuta?
I haven't, but I have it. I have it on my Amazon wish list.
Yeah,
I've heard incredible things.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. What's kind of the synopsis of it? Because I've heard it's good, but I haven't really heard any details.
Yeah, well, it's kind of this Mad Max. You know, the synopsis is really hard, but basically what it's about is it follows this protagonist Rudo, and he starts off kind of as like in a poorer side of town, right? And all these kids expect him to be like this killer and this murderer. But in actuality, he's just this nice kid who kind of steals trash and stuff like that. And he falls in love with this girl, and he has a father figure who took him up and kind of adopted him. And then what happens in the first chapter is something terrible happens to his father figure, and the girl he falls in love with basically is just like, oh, you are a murderer, right? And it's very Kingdoms of Ruin-esque. That's probably why I love it so much. Like, it's very much like gritty, dark, you know, and he gets basically banished down below into this place called the Pit.
Okay.
And so it turns out it's like this kind of what's that movie where there's a city in the sky, and then when you get dumped down, it's like trash. Was that? Anyway, I forgot it. But he gets banished down into basically this area, like this wasteland.
Mhm.
And he finds out that he has powers and stuff like that, of course. And there's just some awesome Mad Max-esque characters and like Doomsday type of things. And the whole power system is very similar to Soul Eater in that the characters, they have these items that mean a lot to them, and the power stems from that. So like our main character's powers is these gloves that his father figure gave to him, right? And he's able to use it. So it's very unique. So every character has like this one item.
Okay.
One of the fan favorites of the series has an umbrella, right? And that's like his thing that he has. So it's a really good, unique thing. And yeah, anime is coming out next year. Bones is doing it.
Ooh, hell yeah.
So I hope Crunchyroll get to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's wow. That sounds so sick.
So good, dude. It's
yeah.
so good.
Speaking of manga for 2024, what are some of your favorite manga besides that? Or what happened?
Yeah. Do you mean manga that started this year, or just manga that's,
Either or that you like, picked up, or
Yeah. Kagurabachi really hit its stride this year.
Yep.
Really hit its stride. This was when it solidified of, okay, this is a modern great.
Yep.
Obviously Gachiakuta, which had Atelier, has really just been popping up. I know you were a fan. I know you're a fan. I know. A little bit lesser known ones that I don't think came out this year, but really hit its stride is The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. That is getting that's getting an anime next year. If I can reach over here. It's this.
Oh,
it's really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. It's becoming my favorite romance.
Oh, wow.
Surely but slowly. It's really good. That really hit its stride. And of course, things like Berserk came back. Vinland Saga is on its final leg and has just been absolutely killing it. I think it's setting up to be the best ending to a manga ever, as I would expect from my goat, Yukimura. I started reading Akane Banashi this year. If you want to talk about good female leads, there you go. But I would say the highlights for me this year was the endings of Jujutsu, of My Hero, and the things that happened in One Piece and Chainsaw Man. I think those are the things. I know those are like pretty simple things to like point out, but I think they need to be pointed out.
100%. I remember being like, okay, I like this ending for My Hero. I really like, and then a month later being like, JJK. Oh, JJK.
Yeah. Do you not like it? I know there are. You don't like it?
It's okay. It could have been better, I think, but
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been hearing that a lot. I do. I mean, here's the thing. The My Hero ending, I liked at first. And then after it started sitting on me and people started talking about it more, I went, I see what you mean. But I also knew that there was going to be another chapter coming eventually. I knew that wasn't how the story was going to end.
Yeah.
Right. And then a new chapter came out and I was like, that's a perfect ending. Thank you.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. It wasn't fun to be on Twitter those few days, but hey, it wasn't fun at all.
Nope.
But as expected.
Yeah.
As expected. I think that's why Horikoshi made that an additional chapter rather than the ending.
Yep.
But I see what people mean about Jujutsu. I think that Jujutsu in itself isn't something that is like a My Hero or a Vinland Saga or a Berserk or something that will have a profound ending. I think for me, when I read it, I was like, that's a very gege way of ending it.
Yeah.
And depending on how you feel about his style,
Mhm.
right? I think he's lost some people along the way, right? I
Oh,
think
yeah.
killing.
Yep.
I think did a lot of things,
Mhm.
you know, and made a lot of people mad, and then bringing him back and then doing with him, I think made a lot of people mad.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he lost a lot of people along the way, but
Yeah.
he never lost me for a single second. And I
No.
think he ended it, and I went, "This is a gay way to end it." You know, like there is no major theme
Yeah.
that comes with jujitsu. You know,
No.
it was. Yeah, I think just having it end with like Itadori and being surrounded by his friends and Yuta getting the same, I think,
Mhm.
you know, I think it's a good ending. But also, you have to remember, mangas like this, Doctor Stone. I was like, this ending is awful, right? The Doctor Stone manga that
Yeah.
ended in 2020, 2021, right?
Yeah.
I was like, this ending is awful, especially since Fire Force ended the same time, and I was like, this ending is great. This ending is not,
Yeah.
right? Uh, uh, but Doctor Stone came back with a sequel,
Mhm.
right? So sometimes these mangakas end these stories this way just so that they can come back around and give you something else. And now that I'm watching and reading Doctor Stone's sequel, I'm like, I get it. I get it now. Now that ending to this series is perfect because it goes around this. I'm like, I'm sorry I doubted you, mangaka and Boichi, I think the artist name is. I'm like, I'm sorry I
Yeah.
doubted you. You're right. You're the go. It's great work. You know, but it's, yeah. So I would say the judgment is too early for me
Yeah.
on the jujitsu ending, just because I think something else could happen. Well,
Yeah. I I literally finished it and went, it's the most gay ending that could have been.
exactly. And depending on how you feel about that,
Yeah.
you know, you're like, this is gay how he ended it, right? And so for me, I was like, oh, gay, you ended it this way, and I
Yeah.
love you for it.
Yeah. I literally went, I finished it and went, the positives is he didn't kill my favorite character.
Yeah.
And
Who's that?
Yuta.
Very good. Me too.
I was very worried. I was very worried for a very
too.
long time.
Me too. Yeah.
I was like, don't touch my boy, please.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But yeah. Oh, God.
Sorry, that was a little bit of a rant.
No,
but I just had
no.
to get that off my chest because
Yeah.
it's like that's something you can't like type down.
Yeah.
Right? That's something you can't sit down unless you're like, oh, do I want people really to read an essay?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm too old for this now
Yeah.
to like write essays on Twitter.
Yeah.
or Blue Sky or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that because well, the amount of people that were like, my hero ending sucks, and I was like, stop. You're not using this part of your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with JJK, I was like, okay. At least the suffering is
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was what it was.
I mean, people feel the same about the Dragon Ball ending. You know, like
Yeah.
imagine if Dragon Ball Z ended nowadays with like the fandoms and the One Piece fans who are just trying to discredit another series so that
Yeah.
theirs can stand at the top. You know, like
Yeah.
and that's what social media is now. That's what it is. It's just like I'm gonna say this awful take and be like, oh, My Hero ending was bad. And then just see the likes and the views and the revenue come in, you know?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
God. And
Yeah.
speaking of Dragon Ball,
Yes.
Dragon Ball Daima came out and is
Mhm.
airing as we are recording.
Yes.
I've watched the first episode.
Mhm.
It is very it just feels very Dragon Ball, and I love it.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's got that kind of like nostalgic feeling, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's warm and fuzzy.
Good.
Especially after, unfortunately, Toriyama passed away this year. Yeah, March.
This year. Yeah. This
Yeah.
year, February. It happened, yeah.
Which was an insane week and a half online.
Yeah,
'Cause-
turn events, yeah.
Yeah, the amount of just the amount of people that were like speaking about Toriyama and everything, and I'm like, and it made me honestly, it made me appreciate Dragon Ball more than I already do. because I before I would like clown on Dragon Ball because it's Dragon Ball. It's but just hearing the kind of the culture shock or like the kind of influence that it's had on everything, I'm like, damn. Should I be making fun of this as much as I am?
No, I get it. I mean, my family make fun of it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Anytime I say the word Vegeta, my dad just makes fun of me for it, and understandably so. I get it. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it sucked more because, I mean, one of his quotes was that he wanted to do more work, right, when he was getting towards the end, which is just like, yeah, that freaking sucks because he wanted to work on it more, and he was more passionate than ever about working on it, which stinks. But I haven't watched Daima yet because many of my friends are in the dub.
Yep.
And I've lived off the dub for years, and so I'm respectfully just waiting for that to come out. But from what I've seen, it's fantastic, and I think. This is all I'll say. I think people who judge Toriyama's character designs too early are idiots.
Yes.
And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that because I'll just say that. Even though Majin Ku looks a little bit silly right now, there is a transformation that will probably come along and he will probably look great.
Yeah.
Or he is a gag villain.
Yeah.
So either or, take
literally.
your pick.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. So, yeah. Oh God. So moving on to 2025.
Yes.
What are some anime / manga that you're looking forward to? Not manga, because you don't know what's coming out.
Yeah. I mean, I think I already named off most of them. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, I think has to be the number one romance that people are excited for, even though it's rather unknown. It is a great story, immensely wholesome, and if done right, it will completely take the charts off. Witch Hat Atelier is obviously the fantasy to look at. I know, yeah. It's fantastic. Obviously, It's fantastic.
Yeah.
If done justice, if done well, it will be just as good, if not even better than Frieren. It will definitely be on the same level as Mushoku Tensei, which
100%.
I've been watching for the first time and I freaking love.
So good.
So fantastic. Gachi Akuta is coming out next year. And that is going to be absolutely fantastic. That is my shonen to look out for. Although the main shonen to look out for is obviously Sakamoto Days, which is just around the corner, and that's going to get people all excited and ready for that. The other one, there's one other that's coming out next year. What is it? Where are you? Where are you? I know you're in my room somewhere. I know you're in my room somewhere. Whatever. I can't remember. But things that I'm excited for, personally, I'm excited for Zenshu, which is something that's coming out by MAPPA next season. That's going to be brilliant. I think the final season of MHA, is that coming out next year? Or is that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been like confirmed, but
yeah. I think One Punch Man is also coming out next year. I believe that is conjectured to come out.
Yep.
Yeah. Solo Leveling Season 2 will obviously be out in January. The Haikyuu movie is coming out next year. The final Haikyuu movie final is going to be coming out. Other than that, sorry, I'm just looking around.
No, you're good.
Seeing everything. Dr. Stone, the final season is coming out.
Yep.
I don't know how they're going to do it in the final season. They have a lot more story left to do. Yes, and of course, obviously, for me, Kaiju number 8 is coming out with an OVA and a movie.
Yep.
So it's going to be a movie, and then afterwards they're going to have an OVA, which is about Iharu and Reno, of course. How else could it not?
Of course.
I was like, I hope this is going to be like a beach day episode and Ihuru just has a good part. I did not expect it to be like an Ihuru Reno adventure.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
Yeah.
And then season 2, of course, comes out and in the summer.
Yeah.
I believe it's in the summer. I don't know. Maybe there's not a release date, but yeah. But yeah. So that's all very exciting. That's all I'm excited for. In terms of manga, I'm excited to see where Kagurabachi goes. I'm excited to see all this other stuff. I'm excited to read so many other things. Things like Medalist have been on my docket for a while that I'm very excited for. I'm excited to read this new seinen manga that I got, which is called Smoking in the Back of the Supermarket with You.
Yes.
Yeah. I hear brilliant things about that. But of course, the best manga and anime will probably be the ones that we have never even heard of.
Yep.
And that's what makes working in this industry so good, because the next Frieren, the next Full Metal Alchemist, the next My Hero Academia is just around the corner. You know?
100%.
What about you, man? What are you excited for?
I'm looking forward to Witch Hat Atelier.
I thought you might say so. That's why I didn't talk about it too much. Why are you excited for Witch Hat Atelier?
Why am I excited? It's honestly, it's probably the prettiest manga, like art-wise, that I've read in a very, very long time. The art is beautiful, and even from that teaser, I think we have something incredible on our hands. And it's just, I love the series so much. I love every character. Keyfree is better than Gojo. Fight me in the comments right now.
Oh my god! Wow!
Yep. I will.
What a take!
Yep.
What a take!
I was lucky enough.
He's obviously inspired by Gojo.
Yeah.
Right. He's obviously inspired by Gojo.
Yeah. Who knows?
There's no way. No, don't tell me that. There's no way. Like, as soon as I saw him with him with the buff, you know, like with the black shirt, you know, the tight black shirt, I was like, okay, well, this is just the manga going. Gojo for the series.
Oh my god,
great! I love it. I love Crispy too. Obviously,
yeah.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah. I got to in New York at New York Comic Con. I got to see a panel with the mangaka, and then she did like a live drawing and a Q&A. And oh my god, that woman can draw so quickly. Like literally drew Keyfree and like added background parts 30 minutes in. Like literally, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm done. I'm just adding backgrounds now." I'm like, "Bro, what?"
Like, okay,
yeah.
Just make me feel even worse, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
literally. Jesus.
I do have to say, her art is like, I can only describe it as Mira from Berserk's art, but wholesome with a Ghibli twinge to it.
Yes, that's actually perfect. That's a perfect way to describe that.
No.
But yeah, Witch Hat I'm really looking forward to, obviously. Haha. Sakamoto Days I'm really looking forward to, especially for it being animated and whatnot, and just
since we're a little bit far in the video, I don't think any Crunchyroll people will be watching.
No,
I think it is just Spy Family improved and perfected. Don't clip this.
I'm not gonna clip it
because otherwise I'll be in trouble. I will be in trouble.
Yeah.
But it is just, I think, in my opinion, it's what Spy Family aimed to do, but it has a linear story, and it plays to its spyness, and it actually like has the action in a regular way that's enjoyable. You know. God, it's so good.
It's so good. Oh my god. And like I said, with art, like the art in Sakamoto Days is so good. And like the direction in the manga for the fight scenes and like the little clips we've seen through trailers. Oh my god.
Brilliant.
So good. I'm so excited. Like, oh my god. My Happy Marriage season 2 is coming out next month.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Lovely.
I'm so
I haven't
excited.
watched this. I need to put this on my list. What is this about?
It's so good. Essentially, basically, it's kind of like historic / has like it has that kind of Apothecary Diaries feel to it.
Yeah.
With some like kind of spooky powers to do with it in the world as well. So essentially, these people, the people of the world, are born with powers or not dreams. Sorry, special abilities. There we go. And so, unfortunately, one of them is born without, and is treated awfully, and is sold off to marry this guy who is one of the most powerful. He's like a general in the army. He's really like stone cold. And then it's really like him kind of mellowing out and like, start loving each other. And it is legitimately like, I think it was episode 6 of season 1 that I was just bawling my eyes out, because I was just like, yes.
Okay.
Oh my god. And the voice acting. Whew, whew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damien Haas is the main guy. Whew.
Oh. So that's the Damien Haas show. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. I don't mean that as in like, that's the show I saw that he was cast in. That's what I mean.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to 100 Girlfriends That Really, 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 Really Love You season 2.
Yeah, that's directed by Rig too. Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah, that had no right being as good as it was.
Good as it was. Yeah.
Yep. Because I watched that on a joke. I was like, it's gonna be another like Rent a Girlfriend thing, right? No, it's actually really funny and has, again, no right to be that good.
Yeah, and he's and the reason why like it does better than, in my opinion, Rent a Girlfriend. Once again, I don't want to get in trouble, but because Crunchyroll does have Rent a Girlfriend, but is that the guy isn't a douche.
Yeah,
like he is very respectful, and that like just makes us just be like, okay, you're great.
Yeah,
he's trying to save these women's lives. Okay. This is necessary.
Yeah,
okay.
It's true. Oh yeah. Solo Leveling season 2, obviously. I got to see the movie a couple days ago. And totally my mind went blank, and I was like, is that Ben's voice? Because it was like a recap and the like first 2 episodes. And I was like, hold on. And then I hear Eduardo, and then I'm like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, the first 2 episodes were really, really good, and I can't wait for more trauma. God, Honey Lemon Soda.
I've heard about this.
Yeah. It's a manga that I've been wanting to read, but just haven't gotten the gall to read. And then it was like, there's going to be an anime. I'm like, awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Toilet Bound season 2 is also next month, which is
heard about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we love that. We love the the art is, oh my god,
lovely.
Yeah. And then Demon Slayer the movie.
We didn't even talk about Demon Slayer that came out this year.
Did it?
Because I forgot it did. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot it did.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But hey, Infinity Castle arc is probably the best arc in the manga. So
easily,
very excited.
So excited.
I normally, when I used to do the podcast with my friend, and I'll come back to it eventually, but I've been very busy.
Yeah.
When we did these year in review things, we also talked about, just real quick, what is like your favorite thing that you picked up this year or watched this year that came out like either the year before or many years before. Okay. But was there something that like was on your list for a long time and you just like got into this year?
Okay. I was like, what? But recently we finished watching the new dub of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah.
I finally watched it, and
Yeah.
oh my god,
Very
I
good.
loved it so much. Like so
Yeah.
much. And it was like, oh my god, it literally I love mystery, and that is like mystery central. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god, so
Yeah.
good. What about you?
Well, this year I picked up Full Metal Alchemist for the first time.
Okay.
And I will, after my show closes this weekend, I will be finishing the series. Very excited to be doing that. I'm only about 15 episodes in. I'm just going to sit down, go to town. And what I do is with series like this, I watch it and then I read the manga alongside.
Okay.
But I would say the one, obviously Full Metal is the GOAT, but like the one that just brought me so much joy and was so needed after all the stuff that happened this year was Komi Can't Communicate. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a year for romance.
Yep.
You know, what a year for romance. It felt like almost every month there was a new confession, but like for a romance. Like obviously you had Don't Toy With Me with Nagatoro.
Yep.
You had the confession happened in My Dress Up Darling this year. Yep. You know, you had the, I think Komi Can't Communicate. Another thing happened in the Komi Can't Communicate manga.
Yeah.
I've been spoiled on. I'm only on like chapter 250, but I'm reading it regularly, and it's so good.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite
good.
series ever. Like,
oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And oh my god, I was blown away with how it is, because it's kind of Mob Psycho-esque and how it holds itself, you know. And I just loved it about it. Like, it takes itself seriously, but then it also doesn't, and it hits a lot of things. Like, you know, the ending of season 2 really got me. Really got me. And I think that was an original episode, but like, you know, like the little message at the end that was like, for anybody who who had their like chest clam up. I was like, oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah.
Especially since not a lot of people know this about me, but like I get, especially talking to new people and stuff, I get really, really nervous. And there was one of my biggest regrets in life is that I spent 5 years trying to get into this industry, but I never really talked to anybody about it because I was so nervous about, you know, disappointment and stuff like that. And I looked up to all of these people. So like, yeah, I never really talked to anybody about it. And I feel like that was to my detriment. But yeah, so watching the series was just fantastic.
Yeah. It's like, there's a reason like I have it tattooed on me.
Like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
Oh yeah, I have like, it's Komi with the cat ears going, and it's like,
that is so good.
Yeah, I literally like,
that is so good.
Yeah, a tattoo artist was having like a sale, and they're like, custom whatever you want, $150. It's like, cool. And I zipped through like, I think it was like it was like volume 5, and where she's like mustering up the courage to talk to someone, and she just goes and then gets up and goes and does her little weird little walk. And I just love that kind of, I've got this, like, kind of, you know, because I grew up very shy, and so I understand from that standpoint of like, oh god, it's absolutely terrifying to talk to people, and it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And just the amount of characters that have that problem too. You know, like the big guy who's like in love with Tanjiro. Oh my god, he's so good. I just got to the part in the manga.
Yeah.
One of my favorite slew of chapters was the play that they did. First of all, I knew it. I love it when mangaka, I love it when they do plays in manga, because I'm like, all right, let's see if this is right, you know? And it was like a lot of the time, like, you know, and when him and when Tanjiro wears the wig, the girl's wig, and he takes it off, and he's like, I'm falling in love with this girl, and he takes it off, and they're like, huh? And then like their faces are like by the universe and stuff. I was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many anime tattoos do you have? If you have any.
That's a good question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I want one.
Yeah.
But I want it to be a character that I play.
Okay.
And there is I have an idea.
Yeah.
But I can't speak too early on it. But
Yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, if yellow really took to skin well, Ash's eyes would be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. No Azure's eyes. Yeah, no Azure's eyes.
God. But yeah, going back to Comey, one of my favorite parts of the newer like volumes and chapters after some big stuff happens is the whole like not taking itself too seriously.
Yeah.
Where there's I think it was volume 30 or 29. I was reading it on a train and I could not stop laughing because there was straight up four chapters of them just playing Among Us.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, that's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
I'm so far behind, dude. Oh, dude, in a new week, a new chapter comes, and I'm just like, I feel like every time this is how reading One Piece felt also.
Yep.
Like reading it, I feel like, okay, I got through a good portion. Then you look up and the ladder just got taller, and you're like, oh, dear God, why? My favorite chapter so far has been Comey's mom and dad relationship chapters. Yeah. Oh my God, those ruin me with how good they are.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And what excites me so much about the series is it's like every different chapter and every different character is like a different romance stereotype.
Yep.
So the mangaka or she, I don't know if it's a he or she, but they took every romance genre and thing and just bam, 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 put it in here, in the sense of I'm looking to write and draw a romance series. So I got an idea from it just from reading the series because they did something and I went, idea. I went, let me flesh that out. Yeah. So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I when I'm pitching Comey to people, I'm like, okay, so imagine every character is a stereotype. Because holy, I respect the mangaka so much because the amount of characters that are there for like 3 chapters and go away. And then I'm like, oh, I still remember them is insane.
Yeah. It's insanity.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, so there's crazy. A ninja, there's a Buddha, there's a
Most of the time I'm like, I dislike it when mangas have too many characters because I think it like detracts. But I think some mangakas have just the ability, like Oda, like the mangaka for Comey Can't Communicate, of just going like, sticking with the core, the main core, and then just expanding. And able to expand.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Sorry, did I make this episode go longer than it should?
No. It's okay, the end of it's at the end of the year episode, so it's perfectly fine. But yeah, I I love Comey so much. It got me back into collecting manga again. Because the trailer came out for the anime like season 1 and I looked at the trailer and went, this looks really good. And I was like, I'll pick up the manga. Why not? I used to collect those when I was a kid. And I'm 31 volumes in. And so much manga behind me. And like, I just started collecting it and I'm like, uh-oh. By the way, I'm running out of One Piece space. I can see that.
I'm running out of space. I'm like, obviously, so my girlfriend lives in Austin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and hopefully she moves back to Dallas and then we can move into a place together. But I'm texting her and I'm like, first of all, I want to move in with you because I love you. Second of all, I need more bookcases. I need more bookshelves. I was like, I'm running out of places, man. I already did like this little sneaky maneuver where I was able to have just a little bit of stuff in the back. I think you're doing that too,
Oh yeah.
Like, but I'm like, I'm like, what do I do? There's no more space left.
Yeah.
And I'm only on like I've collected 70 volumes of One Piece, and I'm like,
oh God.
what do I do now?
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be steady. It was supposed to be steady, 1 volume a month, and then when I move out, it'll be this big stuff. But my dad has started liking the series, and he's at the time skip, right? And he wants to read it.
Yeah.
In non-digitally, so
Yeah.
I buy him the mangas and stuff, so that's kind of pushed that forward.
Yeah. My partner has a Nobara shrine, essentially.
Lovely.
Yeah, so she has like every Nobara figure known to man that is not an arm and a leg. And it's now 2 shelves of a 5-shelf bookcase, and the rest of the bookcase is also full. And she's like, "Oh, when were we getting a new bookcase?" And I was like, "Well, where are we gonna put it?
Where are we gonna put it?" This is why I don't collect figurines. It's because first of all, I don't have space for it.
Yeah.
And second of all, that would just be a new expense.
Oh yeah. The other day, this whole shelf like fell down because it's not a very good shelf. It's a very cheap shelf. And I noticed because we heard a bang, and I was like, the cat's with me. I don't know what's going on. And I noticed that my Uzuki figure was on the floor, and that's on the top shelf. And like, thankfully, none of this like expensive stuff like the Mob and the Amelia got damaged at all.
Good.
But like, I was like, oh no, like this is my background. This is everything. Oh no. And then like those, like I have Nendroids as well. Only a few, thankfully.
Yeah.
But Nendroids break so easily. I remember I had gotten a power Nendroid just for power, it's on sale. And my partner was like, "Oh, can I see her?" I'd just taken her out of the package. I was like, "Yeah, sure, here you go." Look, she's like, "Oh my God, look." And it just pops her head off. And I'm like, that was $80 Canadian.
Oh, Canadian. No.
So I'm just like, okay, so we're gonna buy Gorilla Glue.
Oof.
And that's the best I can do. And I have like three Nendroids, and I'm like, that's enough. Dude,
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I'm like, Chizuru, Iron Mouse, and Power are enough. That's enough.
It's done.
It's done. It's done. And then she looks at Nendroid and it's like, don't you dare. You break them.
It's like, don't even think about it.
Yeah. Don't even think about it. Yeah. But yeah. But yeah. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
Of course. It's been a fantastic year for you professionally. I want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
Before we go, Team Azure or Team Set?
No comment. No comment. No comment. I don't want people to get angry at me.
True.
Caitlin said # Team Azure under my comment, and I was like, "You're brave." I was like, "You're brave."
Yeah.
Our assistant director Marcus.
Yeah.
Who is a character.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, screw your character. I was like, I love Set. He's like, he's straight to the business. He was like, he's awesome. I'm like, gosh. Yeah. Marcus could tease me like that because he's a good friend of mine. But yeah. I'm glad Azure is back though, because I was a little bit like on the outside looking in, like like also watching the audience and me being like, oh, they really like him.
Yeah.
Which is fun. I am okay playing the second favorite. That is okay.
Oh God. So where can the lovely people?
Before
Yeah.
Before we leave,
Yes.
I got some advertising to do.
Okay. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
If you want to see prints like these, and if you want to collect prints like these, this is Adonis from the Kingdoms of Ruin. I also have an Iharu one, and I've dropped quite a bunch of money on some new prints. I have 4 Iharu ones in the works. I have a Gichi Ichikawa one. I have an Azure one, and I have one other, and I don't remember which it was. But I've spent a lot of money. If you want to see prints like this come to a con near you, message your local con and say, hey, I want to see Ben Stegmair, the voice actor of Iharu Furuhashi, here at this con.
Yeah.
I already have. I by the way, I know you are into cons.
Yeah.
I have never been into cons, right? They make me nervous. I went to one as a kid, and I was like, this is not for me, even as a kid.
Yeah.
But I'm going to, my first, I kind of did a smaller show, but I'm going to my first cons already next year. I have 5 lined up.
Hell yeah.
And I want to do more. And I want to meet everybody, and I want to hopefully do one in Canada so I can meet you. Next time we do this, it's got to be in person, man. It's got to be in person.
Yes.
But if you want to see prints like this is done by the brilliant Dallin TNT, who has been doing a lot of prints for the voice actors here in town. Message your local con and let them know. Yeah.
Do it. Get him booked and busy. Do it. So where can the lovely people find you?
Well, they can find me on X. I'm posting there a little bit less because Yeah. You can find me on B Stegmair VO. You can also find me on B Stegmair VO on Blue Sky. You can also find me on Instagram, steg.stagram. And if you are interested, one of my big New Year's resolutions, and I've already worked on it very hard, is to release a YouTube video every Friday in 2025. So if you're interested in things like Witch Hat Atelier, if you're interested in things like Kagurabachi and Akane Banashi, if you're interested in things like One Piece, there are going to be videos coming out on my channel, Manga Theater, every Friday, and sometimes Wednesdays, and every other Saturday. I'm gonna live stream and maybe have some guests, like some voice actors, and maybe Adam if he'd like to join me.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's one of my big things. I always wanted to do content creation, and I think that helps me write and draw when I am able to study this stuff. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Go follow him. All that, all of it will be down below. And you can follow me at Corky Cosplays on Instagram, Adam Corky everywhere else. You can subscribe to the Patreon where you get exclusive videos and the episodes a day early. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Hope you have a lovely new year. Bye-bye.